Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Transformers Titans Returns Leader Class, Soundwave, and Sound Blaster. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure in his alt mode and his accessories. And first up, I was going to grab the instructions first, but we'll do the card first. Here we have a nice little collector's card, and it's the box artwork from his Titans Returns release. You can see the head, going on to the body there. Hasbro print, Soundwave, and most of a Decepticon logo, and it's got cuts at the corner, so it's a very nice looking card, and it's pretty sturdy too. On the back, you got his stats, generations, Transformer, Soundwave is in red, Sound Blaster, when they're combined, is in blue, and as you can see, strength, speed, intelligence, and firepower. So you can see they all increase at least slightly when the Titan Master joins up with the robot body. Now here is the instruction manual. Transformers Generations 8 and up, Titans Return, Sound Blaster, and Soundwave. Titan Master, Sound Blaster. And then you can unfold the instructions, and they're printed on not so premium of a paper in my opinion, and for the most part the instructions are printed clearly, not a lot of blurring, maybe a little bit. Now let's take a look at the weapons, and here we have one blaster, and you can see it's got lots of little hollow places, and all molded in color. It does have some nice molded details on it though. Overall, I have to say it's a pretty nice looking weapon. Then here we have his shoulder turret. Does it extend? I don't remember. I don't think it does. It does not. So there's that, and it's got a port there that's also doubles as a screw hole, and it's got that little nub on it to make it look slightly battery like. So that's actually pretty cool throwback to the original. Then here we have a vehicle type weapon, whatever you want to call it, for Sound Blaster, and it's it's a sled, I suppose, and this can't, but the gun can go in it, and it's got a couple of nice little paint apps on the side here. And then here is Sound Blaster, and it's got a nice Soundwave head on it, and you can see some of his upper details because he's got a helmet inside there that fits over all of this, and it's pretty cool. So there's Sound Blaster, and he looks like a little bitty Soundwave for the most part. And then as far as using this piece. Just kind of sit him in it. Although he doesn't really stick like some of the other ones do. So I guess however you want to do it. And you can see this has some molded detail on it, like it's a little cassette player or maybe MP3 player or something. Now let's take a look at Soundwave himself. It's got a nice big handle on it. Nice Decepticon logo. Clear tape area, I'm going to call it. And nice Decepticon tampo. Some gold trim on it. Nice big grills for the speakers there. It's got some buttons. And on the top, you know, it's not a whole lot to talk about. On the bottom, it's a little messy. On the back, it's not too bad. It does have some gap issues in it, in the alt mode. So, not too bad overall, I would have to say. Well, there you go, my friends. A look at the Titans Returns Leader Class Soundwave and Sound Blaster in alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Transformers Titans Returns Leader Class Soundwave and Sound Blaster with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And before we get too deep into the transformation, he does have 3 modes. This mode, a base mode, and his robot mode. So next we'll take a look at the base mode. But before we even get into that, storage in his alt mode for his weapons, the gun, the handle post just ports into this port right here, so you can take that off now. And then the missile launcher, there's a post here and the port here, and that's how that goes together. Now let's see if I can remember how to transform him into his base mode. So first you want to do is open that up, and I forgot to talk about that. So there is a little button right here that I forgot to mention while we're talking about the alt mode, and it does open up. And this piece right here, you just pull it on out, and the data pads or whatever that Rumble, Laserbeak, and all those guys turn into, they all fit into this slot just like this does. So we'll put those out of the way. So we've got this opened up, and then inside here there's a little flap. You want to flip that up, and then there's another flap. If I can get a hold to it, at least I think there's another flap. No, according to the directions, there's another flap that's got the targeting reticle and stuff on it, but I don't think it raise. Oh yes, it does. I'm trying to raise it the wrong way. So one raises in to kind of support this, and then one raises out. So there's how that goes. And the next thing you want to do is these front flaps disconnect, and you can see there's a slot right here, and tab here, and then a tab here, and a slot right here. So those you just untab and they lay out flat. And you can flip these two ramps out. Then something with the arms. Which the arms do tab in here in the back as well. There's a tab right here and it slots in right there. So I think you want to untab that and then rotate this to where this will raise up. And then you want to do that on both sides. And then at the elbow joint, you just kind of tilt them back a little bit like this. And then there's some weapon turrets that you just flip out. So there's those. And these are on a double hinge, so they can be angled up or you can lay them flat. And then next what you want to do is these back pieces just stay in place, but these pieces, which are the feet, they tilt out. And then there's some pieces on the back side under the feet that flip up. I believe the rifle, yes, there is a small port right inside the chest piece that the rifle will port into. And as you notice, this piece just wants to not stay in position. So then the cannon, there's a little post right here and it just ports onto that. And then this piece right here, there's two big tabs right here, and in the top of the handle you'll see there's two slots and they match up so that that piece fits in there. And then as far as Sound Blaster goes, you transform him into his robot mode. And this is a base for him. He can stand, you know, pretty much wherever in here. He can stand here and operate the missile launcher. He can stand up in here and operate the rifle. And then he can sit in here and I guess just operate everything. So there we have it, my friends. Soundwave in his base mode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to comedy portion number 2 of our program, where I'm going to attempt to take this base mode and transform it into the robot mode. And this really, it doesn't go from this to robot mode in the instructions. So I'm just going to muddle through it and let's see if we can get it right. So let's pull all of the accessory pieces off. And then we'll fold this piece down. Then we'll fold this piece down, and let's just go ahead and close that up. Fold these back in. We'll straighten the arms up. And let's see if I can figure out how to do the legs. fold the ramps in. And let's see, this is on some kind of hinge. There we go. There's a hinge right back here, a double hinge, hinged here and here. And then let's take that on up. And you'll notice this big flat piece here, and then there's a slot. So, and then this piece goes under this, like so. I know, I'm just really bad at giving instructions today. So it fits in just like that. Then I want to say these pieces flip back in, and then the foot goes back in like this, where it's just barely sticking out. Now you notice there's a tab right here on the end and a port right here, and then we'll put those into place maybe. Double hinge here. So there's how that goes. And that can stay there. And that tab's into place. And then we have a tab here. And big open slot here. And then that's it. Oh no, there's a tab right here. And that's not how it goes. It goes like this. Bend this at a 90-degree angle. And no, that's not right either. There we go. It was right. I just didn't have everything in position correctly. So there we go. That leg is all transformed. Let's see if we can do the same thing with the other leg, but less messy. So work that double hinge at the ankle, then flip that foot piece down, and let's work this double hinge that's inside the leg cavity. We'll straighten that out, and we'll hook it just like we did on the other side. Maybe. There we go. And this is folded up into correct position. The foot is folded up. We'll put this slot and this tab together. Seems like they had a clip to hold that into position, but I guess not. So, and again, we'll bend at this hinge 90 degrees. And then that just kind of snaps together. Turn the legs around this way. And then do the feet turn around. That's because there's other flaps that come out for the feet. And of course I can't get a hold of them, so we'll flip that flap out. Then we'll flip the toes out. And then we'll just do the same thing over here on the other side. There's the bottom half is transformed, it feels like. And then on the upper half, take these handles, and they're on a hinge right here at the shoulders, and just tilt it back all the way. And then, oh no, it's ship mode like Siege. No, shut up. If you like that mode, that's okay. It's not my thing. So then we flip the arms down, and then the hands will just pop out. Well, they don't pop out, you flip them out. And then we'll do the same thing over here on this side. Flip the hands out. And I do believe I missed a step. I did. So we'll lift that back up. Open this panel right here. And on a double hinge, the helmet comes out. Then you can close this back up. Then fold that back down. And let's raise the camera up some so we can see what I got going on up here. Lord, these ankles. They're crazy. Alright, then we take Sound Blaster, put his arms to his side, spin his head around backwards, then take the double hinge for his hips and his knees, and just fold him over like this. Then once you have that in place, you look up here and you can see that's where the head plugs in, and you can see there's a notch right here in the back of it, and that's for the piece on the back of the feet. It goes in there to kind of hold it into place, and just kind of port that all in there. Then take the helmet, and the helmet does have two posts on the back right here that do go into these hollow spaces on the back of Sound Blaster's legs, again just to kind of help hold him into place. And then this other hinge here, the helmet folds down all the way, and it doesn't want to stay quite into the position that it's supposed to stay in, but there it goes. Alright, and there is Sound Blaster in place. And you mash that button, open that up. We take this piece, and it stores right there in the chest, unless of course Ravage, Rumble, Frenzy, those guys. And then he holds his gun, and of course the shoulder mounted barrel cannon. There's a post right here next to his head, and it just posts right on there. Very classic G1 looking Soundwave. And there we have it, my friends. Soundwave and Sound Blaster all transformed again. Oh, let's take a look at Soundwave in his robot mode. And again, he's a very classic looking, you know, very G1 throwback, I guess I should say. Now the chest piece here is more Sound Blaster, but with his Titan Master being Sound Blaster, I guess they're supposed to kind of be a combination of the two. It just happens to be in Soundwave colors. Nice paint apps on the head and the helmet. Some nice paint apps here. Nice tempo here on the chest. And then some paint here on the legs, some paint here for the buttons, and then paint here on the legs, and then stripes right here just above the wrist area. Now let's take a look at his articulation. He doesn't really look up or down. No waggle, no chicken neck. He can, however, do the full Exorcist. Now I will tell you, the shoulder mounted cannon does get in the way just a little bit, but it will get right on past that. At the shoulder, comes out to about 90 degrees, 360 degree rotation there as well, 360 degree rotation at right above the elbow on a mushroom peg. Then nice ratchets in the elbow gives you another about 90 degrees. Wrists will go in and out due to transformation. No rotation. Nothing at the waist. He will give you the splits plus at the hips. Now these panels here do flip up out of the way to help him kick forward. However, it doesn't help a whole lot. So he kicks forward that far. He kicks backwards that far. There's a mushroom peg right here in the thigh. It does give you a full 360 degree rotation. Then at the knee, he has a single hinge on ratchets, and the back and butt piece kind of gets in the way of the bend, but it does give you a 90 degree bend. Then at the ankles, you know, it's got some tilt, but that's due to transformation. Not tilt, rocker. It's got some rocker, mainly due to transformation, but it does work. And then there is some tilt as well. Tilts forward or tilts up that far. Doesn't really tilt down. Now the toes do, but that's due to transformation. And that, my friends, is a look at Soundwave and Sound Blaster in robot mode. Here's our final set of robot mode comparisons. And in the back, we have the Titans Returns Leader Class Soundwave with Sound Blaster. And in the front, we have the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Transformers Titans Returns, Soundwave, and Sound Blaster, I have to say overall, I still really like this figure. I don't like it as well as the Walmart Netflix Soundwave, but this guy is a big beefy bot. And he's, body-wise, at least to me, he's a combination between Soundwave and Sound Blaster. With that extra chest puffiness, I suppose you could call it. And I like the fact that all the leader class in the Titans Returns line not only had an alt mode, but have a base mode as well. They're not all as well done as Soundwave's. I think Soundwave has one of the better ones. Overlord, Power Master, Optimus Prime. Those are probably the best out of the leader class base modes. At least in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. Now, yes, there are some articulation limitations. But even in newer Transformers, we still see some of that too, so. But again, overall, I have to say this is a pretty good version of Soundwave, even if it's not the ideal version of him. I do like the alt mode, and like most Soundwave alt modes, at least when he turns into a boombox or a tape recorder, you know, it's not in scale with anything else, although he would work well for a dance-off between Fortress Maximus and Scorponok or Black Zarek. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.